Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be analyzing Olympic champion Nastia Liukin's bar routine. Nastia's natural slender body type and attention to detail set her apart and led her to an Olympic all-around gold medal. Her style, technique, and grace still stand the test of time, and you'll see that in this video. In my view, Nastia was generally more flexible than many of her counterparts, and I believe she's a bit underrated for this fact. Her flexibility definitely contributed to her elegance, but it also contributed greatly to her high level of difficulty. It was always in her blood. She was coached by her father and Olympic gold medalist Valery Liukin. Let's get started by watching her first long sequence in real time. Nastia starts with a glide kip, cast a handstand, then a Stalter circle up to the high bar, to another kip, cast to a handstand. She always had an open shoulder angle and a straight lower back that contributed greatly to her very straight and elegant handstands. In her generation, the bars were often set closer together than they are these days. This is really great work. Beautiful. Let's take a closer look now. We can see she has extremely straight handstands, and her body type adds to the elegance in the line of her handstands. Even on a basic Stalter circle up to the high bar, we can see how extremely flexible she is. She demonstrates great flexibility even in the easier skills. Just beautiful positions. Nastia looks tall for a gymnast, but she's still only 5'3". Kip cast a vertical handstand. Now she does the closed shoulder, arch, snap into the entry of all her Stalter work. It kind of reminds us of Kalia Lamore in the side-by-side. We can see they both have deep compression and a very smooth circle here. In her inward Stalter into a half Higgins roll, it looks like a simple pirouette into the L grip. Again, here's what an L grip is. I'll demonstrate. My hands are further apart because I'm not as flexible as Nastia. She's so flexible, her hands are almost together on the bar in the L grip. It's like she's got wrist and shoulders made out of rubber. This allows her to do these very difficult L grip skills much easier. Look at that position. She's extremely flexible with her legs behind her shoulders, but she's also hanging in that very difficult L grip. Just look at the flexibility all throughout. Now she has to roll her wrists and get them on top right here. If she doesn't, she will collapse. Let's take a look again, because this is where her flexibility comes in and it's very important. She gets her butt over her head and opens up her shoulder angle, and this allows her to roll her wrists on top of the bar and support her handstand. So well done. Here she continues on with the front giant swing with full extension. Her spidey sense help her miss the low bar with her feet. And now she swings up into her full Ono. Watch her style as she brings one arm right by her side. It's not only stylish, but this technique helps her complete the turn squared off. This turn brings her back to the regular reverse grip, right to a handstand. Then she swings directly into her full Higgins, or her full pirouette, right back to an L grip handstand. She does it as easy as a regular gripped handstand. Let's take a side-by-side comparison of Nastia and Jiu Jiuan. They both have very familiar techniques and are extremely flexible in their wrists. Both land in a very vertical L grip handstand. Very similar, although Nastia looks to be much taller than her. Nastia then swings into another full Ono, but this time she adds a half pirouette at the end of it. This is to prepare for her Ginger or her release move. She's a little over vertical but has no problem setting up for her Ginger or a layout backflip with a half turn recatch. She does that so cool. The reason it looks so cool to me is she twists so late in her Ginger. She's almost completely flipped over with a straight body before starting her turn, and she looks at the bar the entire skill through. Man, that's just so elegant and unique. Now she casts to a very vertical handstand. I really do love her handstands. Does an inward Stalter right to a handstand, then goes into her Dekachev or reverse hecht. Let's take a closer look. She planches and snaps into her inside Stalter and flies right to a perfectly vertical handstand, then into her reverse hecht or Dekachev. Now because the bar is in front of her and not behind her here, she does more of a men's tap swing before her reverse hecht with her chest down and her legs arched behind her. She does have to navigate the low bar in front of her though, and this limits how she can throw the bar behind her, so her Dekachev flies much more back than it goes up, but she does it incredibly clean. Now kip to a very vertical handstand. She actually planches down very little before doing her layout backflip between the bars to catch the low bar. She has a lot of power to her swing here, and it makes this skill look huge. She catches well above 45 degrees and pushes away aggressively and quickly into her glide kip, then into a very clean cast handstand, half pirouette, and prepares to get back to the high bar. She does this with a toe-on soul circle straight to the high bar, maintaining a very wide straddle. Then kick to a handstand. This is slightly below vertical, but very tight and very clean. Now she does her giant swing into a half Higgins roll right into an L grip perfectly vertical handstand. Again, she is so solid in the L grip position. Now she enters into her dismount, which is a double front flip with a branny or a half twist on the second flip. She comes up a bit short on this one. Actually, in many of the competitions I watched, it was her dismount she struggled with the most. I think she often struggled to rotate enough to consistently get around to get a possible stick. Here's the best dismount I've seen her do. Let's do a side-by-side analysis. It seems in the stuck dismount she lets go slightly earlier and has faster rotation, and this allows her to pull that last half turnaround and get on top of her landing to a stick. On her treble dismount, she hangs on a bit longer, and this slows the speed of her rotation and does not give her enough time to get that last half twist around for a possible stick. Still, what a unique and difficult dismount, doing some of the most complex skills of her time one after another with impeccable form and style. Just an incredible gymnast. If you enjoyed or found any value in this video, feel free to like and subscribe and leave any of your thoughts in the comments. It's been a blast and see you soon. Rock on.